Access Sportsnet Lakers brought to you by your Toyota dealers. We make it easy. Chris McGee, Danny Green, big game, James Worthy. Lakers get the win. They go to 2-2 on this road trip. They go to 2-0 in NBA Cup group play. And balanced scoring tonight, guys. All 5 starters in double figures. AR, DeAndre Ayton, and Luka all go over 20. And something we looked at in the pregame show, we wanted them to get better in this category. They did. 22 fast break points, James.
Yeah, 22 fast break points. They had 28 assists as a team, which is a good number. The ball was moving early. Luka made sure of that. I thought they got Ayton involved, in the paint. 60 points in the paint, Gator. They dominated there as well. So they did some critical things to start the game, and they were able to sustain it throughout the game. All 5 players over in the plus side and the plus-minus department, so the effort was there. So it was a good team effort, and on to the next one.
Yeah, I mean, I like what they did second half. They kept pushing the pace. It got a little sloppy at times. They did have a good amount of turnovers again, ended up, I think, with 17. So they'll clean it up hopefully next game. They won't get away with that against Milwaukee. But ultimately, everybody got involved. Luka did a great job. I think there was a point where he's working a little too much to bring the ball up the floor every time. But Austin Reeves came up big for them in the second half and ended up with 31, which was key for him. So it was great to see not only win the game, but get a little cushion and get a little, added plus bonus cushion for the Cup games.
Back to New Orleans. Led him in scoring, as Danny said, with 31. It's Austin Reeves and Mike Trudell.
All right, Austin, 2-0 now in NBA Cup group play. Thanks for letting me get that out. Both wins on the road, so you got the Clippers and Mavs coming up. I know you also just wanted to take care of business to get a victory on this road trip that hasn't been the best so far. How important was that, and how did you guys get there?
Yeah, I mean, we can still, leave this 5-game road trip at a winning record if we go get one tomorrow night in Milwaukee. We know it'll be tough. Giannis is playing MVP level, and the supporting cast around that's playing really well as well. After the dud we threw out in Oklahoma City, you need to bounce back with a win. It's not easy when you get beat like that to bounce back with a win, and I thought we played really good for the most part tonight. We obviously got to clean some things up, but pretty good.
Did a lot of your damage in the fourth quarter, and some of it defensively, a number of steals, a block there in the middle of the lane. What did you see to try to impact the team that way?
I got a block.
Well, it was one of those, it looked like a rip or steal, but they called it a block. Sometimes when, at least initially, they may change it to a steal.
Interesting. I don't know if I've got a block all year, so I'll take it.
You know what I mean? When you swipe down and you get the ball, they sometimes rule it a block.
For sure. Just trying to win. I wish we could have closed that one out to start the fourth, but they went on, I think, a 10-0 run to start the quarter, and we got to do better. That unit with Luka on the bench, we got to be a net positive, and we've kind of struggled the last couple games, but we'll figure it out. We'll keep, learning how to play alongside one another, and we'll watch the film to see how we can get better.
Yeah, you mentioned it. Heavy load on the starters tonight. It's a long trip to Milwaukee. How do you try to just get your body right for a quick turnaround like that at the end of a long trip?
You go to sleep as soon as you get in tonight. Wake up, get some breakfast, and go do it again. That's the beautiful thing about our game is you play a lot of games. It's tough, but you have another night to prove yourself, to show everybody why we think we're a really good team.
All right, Austin, last one for you. Again, it's been a long trip. How do you guys how important is it to just close it in a positive note when you get back to crypto.com?
I think it's very important. We've had 2 of our worst games on the trip, but like I said, we can leave this 5-game road trip with a winning record, and that's tough to do early in the year when you're on the road for, I don't know, feels like we've been gone for 7 weeks. So, if we can leave this one 3-2, we'll take that and obviously flush the 2 really bad losses away.
All right, go get some rest, man.
Appreciate you, brother.
All right, thank you, Mike and Austin, and great performance by Austin Reeves, guys. It kind of felt like one of those Austin games that we're used to seeing, especially before that injury. 31 points, the efficiency, 9-16, getting to the line, 11-13, also adding the 7 assists, the 4 rebounds, just that all-around games. This is the best he's looked since he's come back, James.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, sitting out a couple games, get a little rusty, and coming back, he didn't really play the way he wanted to, but he, came back and played the way Austin Reeves can play. The Lakers, I think, really going to need his getting to the free throw lines. One game he got there, he was 21 for 22 in one game. Tonight he got there efficiently. So it's nice to see him back. They needed him tonight to have the spark in New Orleans to kind of put their fire out. And he came up big tonight.
Yeah, I think it's pretty obvious it's the best he's looked since injury because I don't know if there was any other games outside OKC. It's night and day since the OKC game.
Right.
I'm not sure if there was another game or so before that. But yeah, aggressive. Him gets to the free throw line. Luka had 11 free throws in the first half, ended up with 13. He had 13 free throws. That's an interesting or a big dynamic of what they do. Luka missed a couple, which was, kind of strange, and he also missed a few. So they can clean that up. But, he looked great tonight. He looked healthy. Groin or whatever, hamstring, nothing looked like injured. And the 7 assists, he's top 6 in scoring and top 6 in assists in the league before coming tonight. I don't know if that still stands, but they mentioned that he was, top 10 in the league in both, and so was Luka. Luka's top 5 as well. So to have those two guys in the top 10 in scoring and assists is huge. Yeah,
it's been a great start for Austin, and we had talked about this game possibly being a trap game, especially after you have that beatdown in OKC. You want to get rid of that one and move on. You got Milwaukee tomorrow night on a back-to-back. Everyone's looking forward to that one. Now it gives them a chance to go above 500 and finish 3-2 on the road trip. Milwaukee, by the way, is going into overtime at home right now against Charlotte. Giannis misses a shot at the buzzer with a chance to win that. So they're going to be a little tired as well.
You hope.
You hope. You hope. But I love the energy from this team tonight. They got DeAndre Ayton involved early. The big three was 75 points when you look at Luka, AR, and Ayton. And you got to feel good for the big man, James. 5th double-double. He was 20 and 16, 10 of 11 from the field, and a team-high plus 35.
It means he didn't shoot enough.
He didn't shoot enough. He should have got more shots.
You need to shoot more shots.
They had that one nice spin move for the jam, too, which was aggressive.
Yeah.
Look, they're figuring it out. When he first got here the first couple of weeks, you could tell that he wasn't familiar. He was in, unfamiliar territory. The more he got to play with Austin Reeves, the more he got to play with Luka and some of the other guys and got the pick and dive, the pick and roll, got all that under control. That's his bread and butter, that little 8-footer, those little jump hooks in there. So he picks and rolls. When he rolls, he's a threat. That opens up things for other people when the weak side has to come and help. Someone else is getting a shot over there. So he's playing the game, in the right way for big with the Lakers in the center there.
I think he's one of those guys that you have to engage early to make sure he stays locked in throughout the whole game. And I want to credit Austin Reeves for getting him involved early. Like a lot of Austin's early assists were to DeAndre Ayton drop-offs and finding him and keeping him locked in. So just getting those easy baskets kept him locked in, running the floor. And even Luka did a great job, too. So, him getting those early baskets allowed his energy to stay, within the game throughout the whole 4 quarters. Because sometimes he's one of those guys, especially bigs, if you don't give them a bone or if they don't feel like they're involved, they start playing less defense. They stop rebounding as much. You got to keep him locked in. And I think, him getting those early touches from Austin Reeves and from Luka Doncic allowed him, to stay engaged throughout the whole game and be huge for them, not just on the scoring end, but rebounding and blocking shots. He said team high plus 35.
It's nice.
That's a lot of winning plays, not just scoring.
Especially after a tough outing as well in OKC. He didn't get many shots. He only had 6 points. It was good to get Ayton going early. Got to credit Luka as well. Just one of those Luka nights, 24 points, the 12 assists, the 6 rebounds. James, we had mentioned at halftime, just loved his energy, kind of the tone he set for this team after that loss in OKC.
It wasn't sticking early. It got out of his hands. He allowed other guys to flourish. Luka knows that he can get his, whatever he wants to. So I thought he played a perfect strategy tonight, handling the ball, getting other people involved, not sticking as much. And then when he needed to go to work, he did. Such a smart player, Geeter, and sees the floor like, I don't know if anybody's seen the floor like he has or like he does. But,
handful of guys in the history of the game. Not too many. Jokic, LeBron, there's a few. One of them he plays
in the history of the game.
In the history of the game. But yeah, no, he played a great game. Great floor game, as you see. Find DeAndre Ayton early, find him in lobs. Staying aggressive. In the second half, he kind of slowed down a little bit. He would have probably ended up with more points if he made those free throws, but he had 20 at the half, ended up with 24. I think he was being more of a facilitator, but, hopefully he still has enough gas to bring that energy for Milwaukee.
It's interesting. We were having this conversation when we were all sitting together watching the game, and then Stu and Bill talked about it briefly as well. I think it changes when LeBron comes back, but are they trying to give Luka the ball too much in the backcourt when they can push that pace? Because teams are, if you're turning to give it to Luka and then they're hounding him full court, you got other ball handlers that can get up. That's going to free up Luka as well. Listen, I know you want the ball in his hands.
Yes.
But you know what I'm saying? Like
it doesn't have to be, as you've seen, OKC made that adjustment with SGA. And he was getting fatigued in the finals last year against Indiana. And that, game 6 and 7, they kind of took him off the ball some. He paced himself. I think we'll see more of that. Hopefully we see more of that. When LeBron comes back with Luka, you won't have – and that second half, you can see how much they were pressuring him. I'm like, he's wasting too much energy bringing the ball up the floor. He can still get the ball in the half-court set and still run the offense. He doesn't have to bring it up. You can have Vanderbilt bring it up. Anybody can bring it up.
Right? Marcus Smart. Even Jake LaRavia can bring it. Like, you know, if you can get the ball, then you're in your actions maybe a little bit earlier.
Yeah, it'll help a ton once LeBron is back. But also, you're missing Gabe Vincent, another guy that can bring the ball up. Marcus Smart is another guy. So you got to utilize those guys. But when fully healthy, Luka won't have to carry that much of the load of being the point guard and bringing the ball up full court. He can still start the offense at the half-court set.
And one thing LeBron, you know, brings is that push. Luka, he'll fast break, but he's